My name's Danielle. I'm co-founder at Fresco Design. We're a design consultancy based outside of Boston. We help client companies through product development. So we go from early concept design through to design for manufacturing. A lot of the products that we work with have to consider human factors and ergonomics. So you'll see a lot of products that are worn on the head, or over here that it's satin, right? A lot of the products we're designing across industries, whether it's medical or wearables or the consumer space, it has to interact with the human body. A lot of our clients are also bringing new technologies to the world and maybe productizing something for the first time. So we help them say, how do you take a new technology, design it for a product with a really wonderful user experience so that it's going to be adopted by the consumer? A great example of that is this is work we did for one of our clients, Neurable. They do brain consumer interface technology. So their technology senses your brain waves and it helps you detect when you're focused and when you're being distracted. So they wanted to take this technology into a consumer product. So we help them in that process integrate their technology into consumer headphones. So a big part of that effort was, how do you take the sensors and integrate it into a form factor which can be designed for a product that can be sold on the consumer market. So these are actually conductive fibers that are woven into ear cushions that are connected to the technology which is inside of the housing. Part of our process as we're designing is prototyping. So we want to understand how a product is going to look, how it's going to feel. This is an appearance prototype, but it can be worn so that you can test and understand form factor, what it feels like, what it looks like. We help them really de-risk this product in the design for manufacturing process so they could take that technology and go to headphone companies and say, would you like to partner with us? So their technology is now integrated into the Master and Dynamic headphone, which has amazing audio and sound. So you can now buy this technology in a product that you're going to wear every day as a consumer. Another example of work we do, I mentioned prototyping. It's a huge part of the design process. So as we're solving design problems, we need to test and iterate constantly. This is an example of an appearance prototype. So this is all 3D printed SLA parts, including the mesh here that's inside of the helmet. An appearance prototype is what helps our team and our client teams make design decisions and understand what direction they want to take a product into. We also do a lot of working prototypes that are going to be used for field testing and user testing. And this is all part of the design evolution as we're designing for the final manufacturing intent of a product. So that's a lot of Fresco in a nutshell. One more thing I'll mention is when we're designing these products, we're saying, how do you show your customer the technology that you've taken years to develop? How do you convey that technology in a really easy to understand and easy to digest format? So our team of 3D visualization artists, we bring a lot of technology to life in 3D with technical animations that showcase how a product works, how a technology works. And this is a way for our clients to present their technology, whether it's consumer facing or for an investor pitch or internal stakeholders. So it's part of the product journey, is that final storytelling of what your technology can do.
Hi, I'm Gustavo Fontana. I'm one of the co-founders of Fresco. Thank you for coming to our booth today. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about our culture, why Fresco. My background is in product development and industrial design. I was working in advanced development in the corporate side. I did that for quite a bit. And when I would look for a design company, it was very hard to find the right mixture of front-end creativity, but also follow with a lot of execution, high quality, design for manufacturing know-how, and then also be very good about fast iteration to let our clients know and show them the way of different ways of how to be more creative, right? And this is where we started Fresco. We're a small company. We're only 15 people in 3 offices. And our approach is really working with a very senior team, very hands-on. Our average experience is 13 years for the entire team. And our goal is to be an embedded, augmented part of the in-house design teams for small startup or large corporations. So we tend to be, instead of this outside company that works sending things over the wall, be much more involved in the day-to-day decisions of why and how we use design, and then how to bring that design into something that is delightful for users, that works well, that has been tested and evolved every day. And as we do that, also that starts meeting all your business goals, it starts meeting all your goals of quality, of manufacturing and reliability, and also it's easy for the consumer to understand. Our background tends to be, in terms of the type of products and projects we do, started more with the consumer and consumer electronics, but we really have a knack for things that people wear, things that people interact with, that they need to grip, that they need to put on their heads, they need to put on the bodies. So I would say human factors becomes like a natural extension of the areas of excellence of Fresco. And we get to do that through a lot of, as you can see, we have a lot of dummies of all different sizes of people, different sizes inside, elements such as ears only, of noses only, of shoulder width only. And depends on what kind of product you're working with, we're going to help you in those directions. And the prototyping, we take them from the very rough and daily printouts. We get to the point that we got over 25 printers in our studio, so we print every day and every night just to kind of see where design is at. And besides that, we also do very finished things, like you can see here, finished level appearance prototypes. That's the level of prototyping that tends to be a bit of a dying art, because people rely a lot on computer renderings, but they don't get to have the visceral connection to how a material starts feeling or how a colorway really works out in real life until you start doing it. The funny part about this, when we do a CMF study, which is called Material and Finishes, and we do it only in the tube, and we do it first virtually in rendering, which are really good about doing that. So you can see some of the rendering exercises. A lot of the colors and that we choose when we start ordering those paints and painting them, they don't look as we expected. So there's a lot of iteration that we start doing, mixing paints, repainting, rematching until we get it right. So it's a very hands-on process. A lot of our clients come to a model shop and paint room right in Marlboro, because if you have someone doing that far away overseas, so across the world, you're not going to be able to say, that's not the red that I wanted, or that green, it just looks a little bit dead, and I wanted something more vivid. So we can do the level of iteration and care to really get you to the finishes and colors and impact that you want when you're doing something for visual, stunning differentiation.